a.m. Eastern Time on January 20th, 2021. You're coming into a service. This is a service that provides really access to Sal Shaul and his desktop. Usually that's found on the CME Group trading floor in Chicago, the trading pits. Because of the pandemic, he has relocated, I call it, to a secret location somewhere under the brick and steel of actually, that's funny. It's one of somebody's radio gigs in Chicago. This is a focused attempt to make money for the morning session in the S&P 500 E-mini. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that if you're not done based on your trades in the morning session, then you got your work cut out for you, right? Because you are not done. So what we look to do here is provide a roadmap. And actually, let me talk about this from Saul's perspective. Let's put you in Saul's shoes. What Saul is doing today is what you can do based on this relationship, is that Saul is preparing for the morning by going to his charts right around the cash open, which is going to happen in, let's say, about 12 minutes. He's going to go to his charts and he's going to single out various levels in the S&P 500 E-mini for this morning's trade. In other words, these levels are on the menu today for this morning's trade. It's a pivot price and other levels on top and bottom of that pivot. That's really the beef here when it comes to the first level of service provided by coming in here on a daily basis. So the levels are given out in audio. So right now it's not the cash open. The cash open happens at 9:30. Right now it is 9:18. So that makes a lot of difference, right? The difference is that Saul has picked a zone that he believes helps him put better levels together. And that zone is right around the cash open. He's going to give them out to everybody in audio. If you miss them, ask for a repeat. If you come in behind schedule, ask for a repeat. Write them down. Load them into your software if you know how to do that. If you don't, we can help you with that based on your relationship with us here. The second order of business is to, from Saul's perspective and now your perspective, is to do what? Is to have those levels, pay attention to the areas the cash market opens, and the market change happens based on the cash market open. And you need to do an assessment of what this day is bringing to you based on price movement, price action, momentum, and follow through. So you're making a judgment of how the market is behaving and how you would like to participate based on price action trading. As the price changes and the levels, let's say around the pivot or the other levels on top and bottom of that pivot come into play, you have the opportunity to do trades, entries, exits, stops in and around those levels based on price action. The theory of price change in and around those levels, which is what we do here on a daily basis, and that's part of the opportunity. So think about that for a second. You now are in a situation where you are being exposed to a roadmap based on the levels, and you can determine by your witnessing whether Saul's levels are any good and whether you would start to understand, appreciate, and count on those levels based on the intraday trade. So that's really what we do here on a daily basis. There are specific reasons you get into a trade, specific reasons you get out of a trade, like right away because it's not working. There's reasons to stay in a trade. There are prices based on, let's say you're going into a particular level that has been pre-mapped out. You're going to decide whether you want to do a fade trade or momentum trade, long trade or a short trade. You're going to understand where you're going to place your entry, price, your exit strategy, price, and how you defend that position, price. So from a pattern point of view, because we had that question, that's the opportunity based on what you're going to do in and around Sol's pre-mapped out levels. Now, every day is different. Momentum and follow through is different. There are days when the levels don't work at all based on, a current market condition or a particular market condition. So there's a lot that goes on here that you have to understand, pay attention to, and make your own. And that's the relationship that's developed. So what we ask you to do is come in, check us out, sign up for the monthly, get the discount. It's $25 a week. It's a joke. And then get to know what the opportunities are here. Ask questions like you're doing. The general concept here is to do 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, maybe 5 trades on a good trading morning. Don't expect anything. Well, I should say this. Once you learn how to do this, you can do it on your own. Once you learn how to do this, you can set up your own levels, right? You can pick out your levels right around the cash open. Once you learn how to do this, you're able to trade any time of the day, right? But for this particular opportunity to learn how to do it, to start to understand how to do it and learn how to do it, it's the morning session. It's could be right after the cash open. You could trade right around the pivot, depending on what's happening around the pivot. You could trade another level. You could trade another level after that. And then you're finished for the day. And quite frankly, if you're not finished for the day, then you got to learn how to do it, right? You got to take the time, you got to take the effort. You got to join in the reindeer games. And that's what we do on a daily basis, and that's what the opportunity is. If you're joining us from the outside, click on the link and join us on the inside. Join us live in Zoom. And Sal's going to be joining us shortly. When he does, you'll hear his voice. He'll give out the levels. Remember, these are his levels. Everything we do is for educational purposes only. Nothing's to be taken as direct trading advice or investment advice. You're trading between you and your broker at your own risk. It's very important that you understand that. This is a taught experience. So as they say, get on with the learning. Be careful. Your trading should start out trading only in simulation with one contract based on a real trading plan, in this case, price action, and then graduate to one contract in real time when you're ready to trade real money. And you can work on that with Saul. He loves doing that, but he also likes to make money trading. So hopefully that answers your questions when it comes to what we do here on a daily basis and what the opportunity for each individual is on an individualized basis. And Andrew, yes, we can. Adam, you got the idea that the levels aren't out yet? And again, this is an everyday thing. If you haven't signed up for Sal's monthly, do it now. I'll send out the link. It's $25 a week. As I say, if you don't want to do it, go away. Or what does the bartender say? He says, you don't have to go home, you just can't stay here.
You would know about the bartender.
That was the old line. Or in New York, it was about 4 a.m.
Hmm.
It was like, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Right. So you remember those days, huh?
I do. I do. With fondness, actually.
Yeah, I bet you do.
With fondness.
All right, let's
Hey,
give you.
Jay, I'm sorry, uh, JM, just try to, can you see the screen now? Oh, you can see good? Okay, great. All right, sorry, Saul.
Let's give you our levels for this morning. Our pivot this morning is 38.14. Resistance, a little resistance up here at 18. Then above that, 25, 32.40. Support below at 05, 37.97, 89, and 81. Pivot 14, support 05, 37.97, 89, and 81. Resistance on the upside at 18, uh, 25, 32, and 40 on this inauguration day in Washington, at least in the United States, as uh, market is happy because of probably some more stimulus going to be added to the economy, and especially with the new administration that's coming in. And as long as there's no any kind of crazy incidents this morning, hopefully the market could feel a little bit more at ease. I think it's a little bit nervous. I think it could be a lot higher, only because the numbers that they're coming out of Washington are very good. So, but that's what's kept the market up here for a while now. So it continues to stay strong. Yesterday, when Janet Yellen was being confirmed and the questions that were being asked, she didn't really say anything terrible. She just basically said that we have to have stimulus now, and then we'll worry about the debt later, which, again, this seems to be a logical step. If you look at the chat box area, you see the levels that are imprinted in the chat box area. The opportunity here is to be able to find levels that we believe the markets will bounce off us, because we don't believe markets go straight up or straight down. Basically, we're scalping the market. Trying to anyway. We're using our levels plus addition price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. And yesterday we talked about those opportunities in the afternoon after the market got very, very slow. But we wanted to get you long yesterday above a certain level. I gave you an exit strategy, and the exit strategy never got triggered. The market gets really, really slow in the afternoons. It's just the nature of the beast sometimes these days. You can see by these last overnight trades, there's been very light volume. Expectation here is just to be very, very careful. And, if we continue with this slow uptick like it's doing now, it's going to be a rough day for us. This is not the kind of trades that we like personally. But we can't dictate what the market is going, how the market is going to trade. It's not our job. Very tight ranges in the bond market. The bond market is just kind of holding on to its breath here, hoping that nothing happens today. And then we'll see what the next leg is there in the bond market. It is a very, very tight range. I haven't seen a tight range like that in the bond market in a very long time. It's like people are on vacation or something. All right. So we drifted right up to 1675 there and then bounced off. Quickly coming down here a little bit. 05s are a little first support area. But anyway, like I said, the volatility and the volume overnight, very, very light. Everybody's just tiptoeing around this inauguration today, and then we'll see once it gets settled. We'll see what'll happen, what the next opportunities are. But it's just been a very quiet trade overnight. I mean, bonds haven't seen a bond market in this such a tight little range and volume in quite a long time, either 10-year or to 30. They're just kind of waiting, and that could be indicative of how much activity we're going to have today. We would like to trade 4 or 5 times a day, maybe 3 if it's very slow, but we might not even get those opportunities. Somebody was asking me what happens on the close, what happens at the end of the afternoon, why is it so quiet around here? Well, the trade really in the afternoon, especially these days, if the morning trade is not that good, the afternoon trade is going to really suck unless something crazy happens. And yesterday afternoon trade, there was really nothing going on. You were stuck in a 4-point range. Didn't matter if you traded the close or not. I mean, if you didn't have the opportunity to make your money in the morning, or got long when I suggested, or kind of hung around, you had to be very patient. You almost have to like get a position and just put your stop in there, and when it gets like that, not the best trade that we like, obviously. We like more hands-on and a little clearer opportunity, but you take what the market gives you, right? I mean, it's always a saying. You can only take what the market gives you. The market gives you 1 trade a day. You take the 1 trade. The market gives you 5 or 6 trades a day. You take what it gives you, right? And that is the one thing about this business that's unique. We have no idea when news is going to affect us, or when geopolitical situations occur, or somebody's going to say something that's going to hiccup the market. All we can do is wait for it to happen. Sometimes it's going to happen rapidly, and sometimes it's not going to happen. So we are at the mercy of the market, and if you can learn anything from trading, at least in this room, is to be very patient and wait. There's no reason to try to trade when there is no opportunities, because we don't like to just trade for the sake of trading and just give the brokerage house the opportunity to make money on us. And we'd be lucky if we just kind of scratch on the day. Or the point is, just be patient and wait for the opportunities. We will get them. There's no doubt about it. All right. So let's see what's going to happen here. Let's give you some news. Besides all the stuff that if you're in the United States, or even, I don't know, I guess abroad too. I guess you can be watching this stuff on the news. We're such a news oriented society with your iPhones and your handhelds that you get information right away. Of course, for us, we would love to be the first ones to get that information. We would probably, even though you get it right away, we're probably the 3rd or 4th in line to get it. The market is probably the 2nd. Goldman is 1st. Market is 2nd. After they get their position, and then they tell everybody. That's a joke. It's tough when I say something like that. People take me seriously sometimes. Quick little jab at the Goldman. It is what it is. We're coming back up here, going to retest this 18 area. I mean, we never tested it, so just be careful. Trade small when there's nothing like this going on, right? You can only, just use the levels for what it's worth, especially when it's quiet like this, and especially since we missed it by just a little. Maybe adjust your entry point there a little bit, right? Those are options. That's what we're trying to do here. There's always options. You can also not trade. It's another option. Remember, not trading is an option. Trading is an option, not trading is an option. We're going to be short here against the 18 area. We would have maybe liked to buy it around 8 if you were a little aggressive and never got down there, but we're short here against the 18 area, trying to get a little bit of rotation off of this level. Adam, you have you're very and we got our 2-point rotation here. If you got in at 18, you have to loosen up a little bit. Your question seemed to have some vigor behind it. We're doing is trading here, and sometimes we get a lot of action, sometimes we get a little. Here we sold the 18s because it's our level of resistance. We're looking for 2 points. We got our 2 points, and we're very happy here off of our first trade. That's what resistance is, right? And we have liked to buy it? If you were aggressive, maybe you could have bought the, if you wanted to get long, you bought the little dip there, but where is the question? We like to have reasons to trade, right? And so what I teach is multiple reasons to trade the market. What those reasons are is what some of our traders, some of our traders in our education course pay for. And somebody asked whether we do our education course in this venue or do we do it live. We do use live charts, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to set up a class for this afternoon. Peter, good morning. We're going to have a class this afternoon at 12 o'clock Chicago time, and it's going to be in this venue using the live charts. We talk about the things that we look for, and we talk about how to use them. We talk about using the live charts so we can explain them better. And it's a matter of repetition and being consistent with some of the things that we talk about and how to use all those things that we talk about. So, all right, nice rotation there off of our pivot there. I mean, our first level of resistance there at 18. Nice little pop off of that level. Believe it or not, you took no heat on that one. Yeah, can somebody repeat the levels of jot them in? There they are. There they are, the levels in the chat box area. I keep saying that we can only trade what the market gives us. Sometimes it gives us a nice opportunity like it did here against the 18. And if you are trading or have multiple contracts that you could trade, you take some off and try to see if you can get more than 2 points on your trades. Again, you need to trade multiple contracts to be able to do that. Otherwise, if you're trading just one lot, you got up there to 18 and then you rotate it back down. And you got a nice little rotation there off of the 18 area. Look at all the love you're getting, Mark. People are thanking you left and right. That nice? Yeah, Mark gets blinded by all the sun out in California that he has over there. So he sometimes gets a little, first of all, it's very early for him. He's a little, imagine he's a little sleepyhead. But hey, he's here every day, bright and early. All right, so nice rotation there off of our first resistance area, which would be an opportunity to sell the market. If you asked me whether we could have bought it someplace, I said probably if you were a little aggressive, maybe you bought the pivot. That was the only reason. We like to layer reasons into buying the levels or selling it. Depends what you're looking for. We need to have reasons to trade the market. We give you those reasons in our education course, obviously. And like I said earlier, we're going to have a class here this afternoon at 12 o'clock Chicago time. Somebody asked me if we use live charts or not, but we do. Uh, that's what we're here. So that's what we try to do here. That's what we like to do. But I also, in addition to the education course that we have, we obviously have this trading room with our traders, and we focus. If you didn't notice, for the to the morning hours, because we feel that there is good opportunity, better opportunity. The afternoon late trade, especially the very late afternoon trade, going into the last hour of trade, becomes very, very one way and difficult to trade. There's a lot of setting up a position. Sometimes it just you just don't know which way it's going to go, especially since when the bond market closes at 2 o'clock. That last hour from 2 to 3 becomes a little bit more skittish for the equities, especially if there's some volatility. A little dangerous kind of trade. I would suggest that if you're going to trade those that time, just kind of focus more on the morning hours than anything else. I like your thinking there, Tom. I do like the first one. The first reason I wanted to go fast. That's true. No heat. I like that one too. That was both of those. And obviously, we always wanted to go our way, but that was just doesn't always happen that way. But if you've been trading for a while, you understand that it doesn't always happen that easily. And sometimes we have to actually work a trade, but not today. First level there worked very nicely. And like I said, if we were trying to buy it, I don't know where we could have bought it. Pivot would be the only place, or 08 at the time. But our first support area there is down at 05. Anyway, like I was saying, if you're trading in the afternoon, we focus more on the morning hours. Keeps us more focused in the. I think there's more volatility, more volume trading in the morning, but it's good to. For us anyway, for us to teach in the afternoon. That's why we use most of the time in this room to teach. But morning hours is where we throw ideas at each other, talk to each other, help each other, stuff like that. Two to 3 point stops is doable for today with this kind of volatility. All right. So again, nice rotation there off of our first level. And right now, support would be back around the 10 area, 10, 11. And if you're looking to get long, if not, just wait for our 05. And sometimes, given the kind of day, if you made one trade that it's good and there's market is range bound here, there's people just, I don't know if we're going to get any business or not today. I don't have that crystal ball. I always say I just won one time tomorrow's paper today, and I'd be very, very happy, and I would share all that information with you. I promise you. So I guess my odds of getting tomorrow's paper today are the same odds as me winning the lottery in the United States. It's gone over like gazillions of dollars. I probably have a better chance of getting tomorrow's paper today than I do of winning the lottery. But hey, I can buy a lottery ticket. I can't buy tomorrow's paper, so guess we'll go with that for the time being. Why do we use the settings on the Bollinger Bands? Because they work for us. Really quite simple. They seem to keep us on the right side of the market. We've incorporated the Bollinger Bands into our education course, how to use them, what to do with them, when not to use them. And so they work for us, these levels. Nobody won the lottery, in case you were wondering. Lottery is possibility and trading is probability. Yeah, I like that. It's true. Getting tomorrow's newspaper today, impossibility, maybe. Like I said this before, I would get like Saturday's paper. If that ever happened to me, I'll get Saturday's paper. It's like, what? What am I going to do with Saturday's paper? But anyway, I'm just joking. Yeah, so the Bollinger Bands work for us. That's why we have them set that way. That's true. Trading is an edge, skill. Lottery is just luck. I know I'm just joking about the lottery, only because it's got up to like almost, well, whichever one is tomorrow. Hello there. Yeah. H, how are you? Have you met John? John who? I know a couple Johns. All right, so the market's back up here. Oh, no. No, Bollinger, no. The I met a lot of great traders. That's for sure. I've seen them trade. You know, if somebody asks or somebody just says to me about, somebody wants to know what my record is, right? And I keep saying, and I keep saying it for a reason, that it's hard to tell you what my record is because I could trade differently than somebody else, and somebody else can trade differently than somebody else. Not everybody took that 18 area. I don't know. There could be a reason why you didn't take it. Maybe I took it differently. Maybe I had more contracts. Maybe I was able to hold some until I got down to 14 and took the rest of them off there because that's our pivot. Uh, I've been around a lot of excuse me. I've been around a lot of great traders, and they all trade differently. I could never do what somebody else does. I admired a couple of those traders that were were great traders. I talked to them. I spoke with them, got their mindset. You know, think about how they think. One is that they have, and everybody's different. I mean, all the big, great traders were different. How they traded was different. What they looked at, different. And so, uh, yeah, I could never do what they did, some of them, and they could never do what I do. You have to find what's is comfortable for you and take advantage of that. But best thing I can say. The pivot is not something that works out by any kind of uh, equation or anything that you're used to or people are used to. Basically, it's what the pivot is the pit pivot that we'd like to call it. That's what we used when we were trading, and that's what we kind of give out here. So, if you're looking at support, would be about 11, 10, 11, 12 area initially, if you're looking to get long. Somebody asked. Next resistance level is the 25 area. All right, let's see. Yeah, can we post the numbers one more time? Don, what are you shoveling the snow down there in Texas or what? What's going on? You're a little late this morning. Oh, rub it in. 70 down here. Oh, great. Thanks. Appreciate that. I got wind chill 0 today in Chicago. How am I doing? For those of you who don't know what a wind chill is, go in like one of those walk-in freezers, take a couple fans with you, splash some water on your face, and turn the fans on. See what happens. Then you know what wind chill is. Especially my friends in California have no idea. When I said wind chill, they asked me, "What is a wind chill?" That's good. That's very good, Tom. What do great traders have in common? ESPN looked at 5 greatest quarterbacks, and they found that they have all the 5 greatest quarterbacks have nothing in common. That's good. Yeah, I mean, that is that's true. I mean, yeah, that's true. If I think about it, they all traded a little bit differently, but they all were good traders. And the interesting thing about all those guys is when I was around them all, they respected each other, right? They definitely respected each other. So, because they know how hard it is. It's very tough. It's tough. This ain't easy, this ain't easy. But they respected each other for what they did and what they're doing. And that's the only thing. That's why we're here. I think everybody here that's trading is a great trader. We'll work with everybody. And you got to, try to expand your trading knowledge if you've been trading for a while. And you want to pick up some new tidbits. Oh, you got to be open to that, right? Can't be saying to yourself that there's nothing else to learn out there. I learn all the time. It's the nature of the beast. and adaptation, right? I mean, I came from the floor of the exchange where I had the pleasure of yelling at everybody every day. It was fun. I lost my voice once in a while yelling at everybody, but I was yelling at everybody every day. Where can you go to work and yell at your friends? Well, friends. I don't know. My friends were in another pit, but that's what I did though. Yeah, that's so true. Trading is the hardest way in the world to make easy money. That is so freaking true. Don't let anybody doubt that. Sometimes when when we had our 18 level here, look how easy that was today. I mean, if you were trading with us, right? But they don't always work out that way. But it definitely was easy if you took advantage of it. But man, when those other ones happen, when you got to work around something and you're having a couple bad trades in a row, oh, pressure on your brain. Anyway, but yeah, you are good with these sayings there, Tom. I appreciate them. All right, last minute preparations are underway in a heavily fortified DC, where Joe Biden will be sworn in as the 46th president of the United States. His inauguration speech will focus on the need to bring the country together following the storming of the U.S. Capitol and extreme partisanship in both chambers of Congress. Some significant executive orders are already anticipated, as well as policy changes to combat the coronavirus pandemic. Being on lockdown for further information, lookout, I should say, being on lookout for lockdown is whatever it's on my mind these days. Anyway, being on lookout for further information about his $1.9 trillion stimulus plan. On Tuesday, Treasury Secretary elect or nominee Janet Yellen endorsed higher aid spending, urging lawmakers to act big and to look for the feasibility of issuing longer-term debt, including a 50-year bond, she even mentioned. That was interesting. That kind of spiked up the bond market there a little bit when she said that. The funding would expand the current vaccine rollout, improve testing and treatment, and provide more economic aid to Americans through many Republicans. Though many Republicans have grown alarmed over the price tag of the bill. Oh, really? How we're going to worry about the price tag of the bill? Okay. I haven't heard of the book map software. Are you serious? By the way, Fortune Cookie Company. You're good today. You're good. I don't know where you came from. Where you from, Tom? So no, I haven't heard of the book map software. I don't believe in software or anything like that, because if somebody had some software to trade, they'd all be making money. As a trader, I think you have to adjust to market conditions, and those conditions are always changing, ever changing, and you have to adapt, and you have to be ever adaptable, because we could be slow for 2-3 days in a row, and then all of a sudden open up the exits, open up the floodgates, and look what happens. All right, New Jersey, welcome. So 50-year bond, that's what they're trying to do. And the Republicans all of a sudden have worried about the price tag of the bill. It's good to know that they're worried about the deficit. Details may also be revealed on the way to combat climate change as Biden rejoins the Paris Climate Accord. Clean energy and infrastructures are big priorities for the incoming administration, and investors will be eyeing what policies may prompt changes in their portfolios. Those include electric vehicles, battery storage, chips used in clean energy, hydrogen fuel cells, upgrading buildings to make them more energy efficient. The new administration's first 100 days are typically analyzed for signs of the president's government style and priorities. Even though the Democrats control Congress, it's not an overpowering majority, and Biden will likely tread carefully with the Republicans with an eye in the 2020 midterm elections. Biden also is focused on immigration, where he'll propose shortened pathways to citizenship for 11 million undocumented migrants in the United States, and is likely to continue with some of the hard line policies towards China. What's next for the markets? Traders are still trying to figure out how the markets will perform in the coming months and years after the election of Joe Biden sparked outsized rallies in everything from cyclical stocks to sustainability energy. That's on the top of a massive surge seen since the coronavirus-induced sell-off in March of 2020 as we continue to drift up here. Again, if you're looking to buy, we said the 10-11 area. Never got back to our pivot. If you could have maybe got in sooner. But now we're coming up here. The next level we have resistance is the 25 area. If you were trying to get long, again, we're trying to give you levels to get long, but never really rotated back down there since that first initial pop. We like to have reasons to trade. You're telling me that the market's going up and you want to buy it, kind of not a reason to trade, right? It's not a legitimate reason. It might be a good reason for you, but not a good reason for me. Stock futures are again in the green this morning, boosted by Netflix, which soared 25% after hours on strong subscriber growth and possible share buybacks. Goldman says the market is in early stages of a bull phase following a explosive valuation-led rebound in equities that tend to mark the start of a new cycle. Wow, look at that, Goldman, bullish. While the risk of a correction in the stocks is increasing, the firm recommends using any dips to buy more shares. You do have elevated valuations, no question about it. The value is comparatively cheap, and we don't think a 6% GDP growth rate this year is fully priced in. Wow, that's a pretty big number, 6%. These guys are optimistic. So there you go, the middle ground. Bank of America cautions the stocks are already trading at as if the vaccine rollout and economic rebound will be smooth over the spring and summer, given the limiting further upside. The bank keeps a year target in the S&Ps at 3,800, flat at the current level. This guy, Bank of America, not too optimistic. As we drift up here to our 25 area. See what it wants to do up here now. Again, just keep your stop in no matter what, right? We don't have a crystal ball here. We're just trading support and resistance. Sometimes it's perfect, sometimes it's not. Whatever, you gotta be patient and keep your stop in there. There's a nice little pop here again. Let me see if there's any numbers that came out here. Trying to turn over here a little bit. Yeah, National Association Home Builders Index came out just now at 9 o'clock. Gave us a little bit of a rally up here. We didn't have anything on, so I guess it was, but that's the reason for this uptick here. I should have told you that before. Got distracted by the conversation today, which is okay. At least we didn't have anything on or when it came out. Just testing this upper end of resistance up here. Again, market dips down if you don't like the action of the price or the price action, and it came back down to 25, and you want to scratch if you're trading multiple contracts. You can scratch and get out of some, right? You don't have to keep the whole bunch in there if you don't like the price action when it got up there, right? So keep that in mind. It did give you a chance to get out of something, and you don't have to like the price action. Obviously, there's a reason that it's going up. It's coming up here, and it did dip down there. Maybe you got out of some. I got out of a little of mine because I didn't like the way it was acting up here, and you could take that hint sometimes from the way the market's reacting, right? So no, there's no like set thing here that says you have to keep all of them if you trade in multiple contracts. All right, so keep that in mind if you're trading. You don't like the price action, you have the ability to scratch some, because sometimes the scratch is just as good as not losing your money, right? So like sometimes my best trades have been some of my best scratches ever. As we continue to uptick here, we got 32 up here is the next level of resistance. I think I've told this story where I was it was the early stages of computerized trading, and I had an order in the bond market there like 3 or 4 points away, which, 3 or 4 points away is a long way away. Well, I ended up buying a 20 lot 3 or 4 points away. It was a long way away. That's all I can say from where we were. I don't know what it was on a number. And when you ask me about trading numbers, we don't like to trade numbers because there's always opportunity afterwards. And like right now, and anyway, the number comes out, and I got this order 20 points, 3 or 4 points away at 20 lot, and I get filled, and there's absolutely no bids or offers in the ladder ticket. Like you hear, you got bids and offers right now in the S&Ps. You had nothing, and the only other bid that they had was my order was 3 points away. The other bid was the only other bid. Like if I wanted to get out, I had to sell it into a bid, right? Because I'm long. The only other bid that was in there was another 3 points away from that. So it was like, 20 on a 20 lot for 1 point is 20,000. And I was the other bid that was 20,000 from there. It was 3 points away from that. So I had this like 20 lot on with no bids in the market. And the only other bid that they had on the screen, which I had to go look for, I wasn't looking, but I had a clerk actually was looking. I go, "Where's the market?" He goes, "There isn't. There's only a bid like 3 points away on the downside." And I'm like, "What?" So it's 60 grand potentially losing on this trade that I put on. And I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell's going on here? Never seen this before, right? And you're like, you got a 20 lot that you're losing like 60 grand on for what reason? None. I'm sitting there, okay, I go, well, let's just wait a minute or so. Let's see what happens. Let's get a market. And even in the pit, we used to trade on the floor. We had orders on the screen and then on the computer, and then we would arbitrage it in the pit. Even on the pit, nobody knew what was going on, because at the time you would be looking at the screen to get you some idea where the market was. And so it was like a complete mess, all right? So I don't know what number it was. And it was obviously out of whack. And finally, there's the bids, and the market becomes a market somehow, some way. The bids and offers start coming in. And I kind of sell a 5 lot, like a point away for a loser. So that was $5,000. And then the other 20 lot, the other 15 lot that I had, I was like buying some. Then when it started rallying again, coming back to the level that I bought it at, which was 3 points away from where we started, um, I ended up scratching the other 15 lot and making a little bit of money back from the stuff that I bought while it was rallying back up. So, to me, that was a great scratch. Losing 3 or 4 grand on the trade, that was great. That was a great trade. But that's what happens sometimes, right? I mean, you have to work a trade. That was working a trade, and that was not a good story. Yeah, I was yelling to turn those machines back on. I'll tell you that much. The problem was my machine was on. Where's everybody going was the question. Yeah, you never forget that story. I'll tell you that much. Ben Lichtenstein was calling the action. I don't know. I don't know who Ben Lichtenstein was, and I don't know why was he calling the action and not trading. I don't know who Ben Lichtenstein is. Is that an East Coast thing? Must be an East Coast thing. Never heard of. I never heard of him. Was he a trader? I was trading in the bond pit, so I don't know which pit he was trading in. If he was trading at all. So yeah, that was an experience there of some of my best trades being scratches. That was it. I lost 3 grand on that trade. It felt like I made $100,000. It was awesome. If somebody ever tells you losing $3,000 is a good day, there it is. There's your $3,000 losing day for me. That was a great day for me. Sometimes you just gotta go home and say, "Phew, how did I escape that one?" So anyway, so after that experience, we suggest to everybody here not to have any position on when the number comes out, because you just never know when things are going to go crazy, and the numbers are going to be really out of whack. That's all I can say. Who knew? And I can tell you that putting a 20 lot wasn't like, wasn't the end of the world for me. It wasn't like a lot. It just was weird how it turned into a huge situation for like, what? I'm like thinking about what is going on. Yeah. My clerk is like, there's no bids here. It's like, thanks a lot. I'm like, let me see that damn thing. I go, let me see that damn computer. I was like, what do you mean there's no bids? He goes, here, look. Uh, you don't remember, you don't forget those kind of days, right? Those are the days that you just don't forget. All right, so we drifted up here again. Like I said, you gave me a chance to. Do you only use Bollinger Bands and moving averages? Well, I mean, those are the indicators that are up there, but I don't use indicators. I said that I use Bollinger Bands to keep us on the right side of the market, but that's not the reason that I'm not using those as my guiding post to trading. Those are just helpful averages that we use, but not that I'm stuck to using them only. There's other things I look at. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, Trump tweets. I mean, look, the Trump tweets after a while did not become market movers because they became okay, and they're just tweets. Obviously, in March last year when the shutdowns were occurring, there was some crazy trades going on here. We were ripping around But you see, but all those things, all those things are expected. You know, when we had a number that comes out, and when there's a number that comes out, and you know, you expect those things, so you don't have to put on a position. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, Trump's tweets after a while became, you know, not a big deal to trade. So yeah, and most of them were done in the morning before we started, so that was already kind of ripe into the market already. We have training. I have no idea what we. I don't know what that word is in Chrome Cloud. If you can explain that to me, I'd appreciate. Yeah, what is that? As we drift up here to the 32 area, again, you had to, if you didn't scratch some of those, you had to at least get out, you know, get stopped. Unfortunately, it is what it is. We are getting up here on new all-time highs, right? So there are no real good levels up here. We can only just kind of, you know, try to figure out some levels using Fibonacci's and stuff like that when they get up to these levels up here. So you know, you have to be very tread lightly when you're trading these all-time highs, right? There are no good support and resistance up here, just being honest with you. So that's why we keep our stops in there. Because, you know, the market is, you know, gets to these levels and you don't know what the incentive is to pushing it up here. So we're not trying to guess. We just put your stop in there and just, or if you don't like trading all-time highs, you know, just wait for a pullback and try to play some support areas. You know, do what you're comfortable with. Obviously, getting up here to all-time highs is a little bit of a yes. We are short here at 32. Yeah, we do have Skype. H. That is, we can Brad, who comes on. The other guy who's in this room, you can talk to him about all that. So he'll be able to talk to you about it on Skype. He likes Skype. It's not my favorite, but he likes Skype. So we're working this 32 again. When you come up to all-time highs, you know, you don't have to trade as much. You can trade smaller. You can trade, you know, again, get out of the level if it doesn't treat you right. If you're not liking the price action around it, like we talked about the third to 25 when it dipped back down. It was a little bit strong at the time, and I got out of some of mine, but I took my loss on the rest, and now I'm working the 32 area here. And see what it wants to do. Whoa, that was nice. That was good, quick. Work it a little bit. This was a little bit of a work job. It wasn't as easy as the other one, but it did finally flash down here. We did get a 975 out, so you should have hopefully had your orders in there to get out of 32, 30. I mean, but then if you have anything left over, see if we can write it down a little bit. Make up for this little. Make up for the 25 a little bit here if you can. I don't know if the market will let me. My stop would be at 30. If you have any left over, hopefully you take some profits and took your profit and be done with it. 2 points today, 2 to 3 point today. Again, if you get in a good opportunity, if you get in a good level and you can ride it for more, you can. You know, obviously you need to trade multiple contracts, but yes, 2 points is what we're trying to look for. Well, welcome. Where are you from? But yeah, 2 points is what we're trying to get. But that varies with volatility. When we were trading last March, believe it or not, we had 10-point stops, 10-point targets, only because the markets were crazy and moving around that much. And if you didn't think we were getting to 10 points, and we were, and we were getting stopped out too. And if it was too much for you, I did say, you have to wait till the market, till you could trade something that you're comfortable with. But then things slowed down, obviously. But yeah, but we were, we expand or contract our stops with the volatility of the market every day, because it's not every day is a 10-point stop day, right? It doesn't work that way. And we kept adjusting based on the volatility, and we were down to 4 or 5. We're down to Now we're down to 2, 3. And sometimes that could change intraday, right? I mean, we could have some news come out intraday, and something could jack the market up and create some more crazy volatility. And that you could sometimes would have to adjust intraday, but that doesn't happen. I think it happened one time last month or so, last week, one day, and then we came back to normal again. Whatever normal is, I guess 2, 3 points is normal. Keeps everybody in the game. All right, so a nice little rotation there off of the 32 area. Next level we have is 40, and no, I would not reshort at 32. One time, if our level works one time, um, you have to be if you're an aggressive trader and you want to trade the 32 again, you could. But I don't know if I would do that. That's once we use our level, it becomes, we wouldn't. I'm not touching it again. We made money on it. We'll look at our next level up here at 40. Next level above the 40, which I don't have because who knew we were going to continue this rally, this, call it a Biden rally, I guess, would be up at 50 and then 58. Above 40, we have 50 and then 58. Thank you there, Mark. All right. Yeah. So once a level has been used, it becomes a lot more risky to use it again. Could you use it again? You could. There are times when we would use another level again, depending on the price action, right? But it's a lot more riskier the second time, and definitely a lot more riskier the third time. So I don't recommend the third time. But some of our traders, uh, this situation maybe could have had a reason for it, but you have to be very aggressive. I mean, there's different kinds of traders, right? 58. Okay. Well, at least we got the 58 together there, Don, so that's good. I'll feel good about that, Don. I'll feel good about that. Okay, Mark, that's okay. Good. That's a good one. I'm live streaming. You know that, right? To God know how many people are listening, but that's I'm trying to have a G-rated audience. Not for me, but I can't repeat that one. That's a little bit too much. Okay. Oh, you should have used that one on Brad when he gets in. See what commentary he has. No, it's not a. No, it's not a. It's not a. No, it's not a political joke. It's not. It's not. It's not. I don't know even that's a joke. It's just a statement. All right, let's see. The bears, as far as the market is concerned, not many. Yeah, we do have a nice double top there. So if you did take it, you did do well with that. All right, good. I'm glad you took that double top. And the double top also gives you a reason to kind of stay short. At least you have an exit there above 34. So good trade there, Adam. Not many are taking this position as far as the bears are concerned for 2021, but see possible hazards in the years ahead. Vanguard estimates equities over the next decade will produce returns that are roughly half of what their historical averages have been the next decade, while GMO, government, the GMO, I forget, are even more bearish. LPL Financial also thinks traders are not pricing in the risk of potential double dip recession in 2022. Historically, the average recession that lasts about 1 year, which suggests perhaps more time may have to be needed for the economy to properly reset. I don't know about a recession in this market acting, and that market's not acting like no double dip recession. Tell you that much. Well, yeah. They're thinking, the market is hoping, I should say, that you market, I think, is hoping that you're going to have a kind of a V-shaped recession or V-shaped recovery. That's the one. All right, you do that, Tom. Take care. All right. Jack Ma, if anybody remembers Jack Ma, they can't find him. Jack Ma resurfaces. Investors rushed to offload Alibaba shares back in October after China began an investigation into alleged antitrust practices at the e-commerce colossal. Local regulators also pulled the listing of Ant Group, set to be the world's largest IPO, in which Alibaba owns a 1/3 stake. The disappearance of company leader Jack Ma, one of the most powerful businessmen in the world, also didn't help sentiment, especially after he found himself at odds with the Chinese government about criticizing state-owned banks. Well, while Ma hasn't made any public appearance since October 24th, he addressed teachers last night in an online ceremony of the annual Rural Teachers Initiative. Wearing a navy pullover, Ma spoke from a room with gray walls. Ooh. A large painting and floor arrangements. The 50-second video was enough to send shares of the Alibaba surging pre-market 8%. All right, in case you own that. As the market came off of that 30, we got up to 33 and a half, retested that little move up there, and they got a nice double top, trying to turn it over. If we get above 34, we'll probably look for the 40 area above. But I mean, we're all-time highs here, so I don't know if we're going to get much momentum to the upside, but who knows? Support right now would be around the 18 area. The first key test for NASA's Space Launch System didn't go as planned over the weekend, as the space agency is now debating what to do. SLS, about 10 years in development and billions of dollars over budget, is crucial to plans to send people to the surface of the moon by 2024. Artemis program. And for NASA's deep space ambitions and beyond, many publicly traded companies are involved in SLS, including booster built by Northrop Grumman RS-25 engines by Aerojet Rocket Dynamics, core upper stage and avionics manufactured by Boeing. SLL also intends to carry astronauts inside an Orion capsule built by Lockheed Martin. What happened? The engines were supposed to remain ignited for 8 minutes, but instead shut down after slightly more than a minute. Ooh. And well short of 4 minutes, program officials had said it would be the minimum time needed to stay on track for the first launch in November. Just before the rocket shut down, the mission controller said there was a major component failure with the fourth engine. But NASA is still looking into the roots cause of the issue. I gotta love the NASA stuff. You have to. It's like space stuff. You gotta short of having Martians around. It's kind of cool. Right? I don't know if I'd want to be up there though. Just thinking about that. It's all dark and dreary, and I don't know. You're all by yourself, and look, it ain't gonna happen with me around. That's for sure. I ain't gonna go up there, but anyway. All right, so no economic reports coming out the rest of the day. A nice rotation there off of our 32 area. That's kind of the news that I had to read, but at least we had a couple of some trades. We traded a little bit this morning, which was good. It's good. No, I'm not going to pay $250K for the 10-minute ride into space. No, I'll leave that up to you. Let me know how it goes up there. Take some pictures for me and bring them back. You wonder if it comes? Of course not. Why would it come with a meal? It has to go up and come back down. It can't last more than 10 minutes, or else you're gonna have to like. Who are you kidding? It comes with a meal. That's only like the flight. Then you got to buy a spacesuit. Then you got to take pictures in the spacesuit. Then you got to take candy up there with you, right? You got to see how the candy works up there. I'll give you a box. I know where I can get you a box of candy. See if you can eat it all in 10 minutes while you're up there. All right, we've come up here again. And just hanging up here. Get above 34, 35, maybe like a run up to the 40 area. Very, very strong market here, considering I guess the Biden administration coming in, see if that means anything or not. Obviously, they're happy. Again, as long as they pass that stimulus, everybody's happy. All right, so again, things have quieted down here a little bit. We'll see if we don't get into a range. We get above the 30, 435 area. We might have a run up to 40. But right now, holding that double top very strongly. At least you have your exit strategy there if you want. All right, as we kind of hang up here at these highs, seeing what wants to happen next. And again, just be a little bit patient. We had a few nice trades this morning. We're getting in here in the late morning. Again, if we continue to rally here, we'll look at the next level of resistance up is at 40. Support right now, probably good support would be down at the 18 area. But also it looks like for the time being, maybe even at 26, if you want a little bit better entry point, if we get back down there. But it seems like it's going to be one of those strong rally days. But look to buy dips. I've given you some areas there where you maybe could jump in. You okay there? Breathing a little loud. Hmm. Yeah, so it looks like you just ran a marathon.
I did. I tried to get back here before 10:30. I missed the time.
Well, that's okay. Well, you relax, take a deep breath, keep that ticker working.
Yeah, I just had to hit it a few times
I'm
to make
sure your
sure
wife,
what was
your
going
wife
on.
has paddles laying on right next to her bedside.
Yeah. Yeah, if I hear clear in the middle of the night, I know I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I think she just does it to piss me off.
Oh God. Yeah, I'd love to be there for that one. One time. Let me do the paddles one time. I go
Yeah,
here.
why
Give me
not?
these.
I'd have to take the controls away though.
No, you won't know.
Oh, that's true. All right, except for the
I,
burn marks on the bed.
yeah, don't worry. I'll make sure they're nice and dark.
It actually does go through.
Look,
Goes
I don't
through to
want to
the other
know.
side.
That's okay. It's okay. Stop.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm glad they shocked your ass back into ticking. That's all I can say. I don't want to know the details. I'm not into that stuff.
No, you don't want to be.
No. All right. Well, I'm glad you're okay there. I get a little worried about you.
Are you?
Yeah, you
Did
can go ahead
Did
now.
you want me to come in? I was going to
Yeah,
come
yeah.
in quickly.
No, take your time because I'm taking a break.
Okay. Hey, just one while you're on. Hey, Adam, are you around? Adam P, just let me know if you're around. Okay, great. Did you want to set up a time to talk to Sal on the telephone between you and he, and then we can try to move you forward? Do you want to post your telephone number and then preferably a cell phone? All right, Sal, that's the number for Adam.
Okay. I'll give you a call in about within an hour or so, if that's all right with you.
Hey, Andrew, do you have any questions about Sal's services? Hey, Bill P, are you signed up for Sal's monthly? Andrew, I think you are. Just let me know back in chat. Kara, I've reached out to you a couple times. Let me know if you're signed up for Sal's monthly. I don't think so. But just let me know. And Tom R, are you? Do you need the link? So Bill, I'll send it to you. It's $25 a week. It's a joke. We just want to make sure everybody is on the right page. Sal and I have a bet. He thinks people would be more interested in paying instead of $3.79. He said you could get them all at $25 a week, and if you don't, just kick them out. And I said, "Nah, I can't do that, but I'll give everybody a shot at doing it." Yeah, no, I understand. But try to join the family, Andrew. It's $25 a week. It's a joke. So in the big trading game, that's like a tip for drinks. Um, Tom R, let me know. Bill P, I'll send it out to everybody so you have it. This is the only link you can get it at. Based on Sol's World. So Bill, I'll send it out to you. Takes like 2 minutes. It's between you and PayPal. You can cancel at any time. I think Adam already canceled, but you might have to re-register if he wants to keep the $100 rate. Who else do I got here? Robert, you're in, right? If anybody needs any information on a broker let us know. Andrew, you did, right? Now, Andrew, how can I give you all this great information if you're not signed up for Sol's Monthly? How do I do that? How do I, in good conscience, do that? Help me out here. I need a 500 word essay on why we should give you all this great info. That's for anybody. It's not just for you. All right, Andrew, I'm going to give you this, but I trust you to sign up for Sol's Monthly. Is that a deal? Yeah, knowledge is king. 25 bucks a week, you get some. All right, so his name is Dan. He's been around forever. Good guy. It's Stryker Securities. Stryker Securities. It's 312 987 0043. And I'm not sure based on your, I'll give it the 1-800 number anyway, but it's 1-800 669 8838. Andrew, that's pretty funny. Do you want it engraved on a Tiffany frame? I mean, you can't write down the telephone number or Stryker Securities or the 312 number. Now, if you were at the 379 a month, then that's an incentive. So can I bump you up for the email service? Or do you want to stick with the $100 a month rate? Andrew, that's a loaded question, buddy. My mind could wander in that vein. It might not be good for my heart to think about those things, but, you know, I still think about these things. Hey, Dean, how are you? I haven't shouted out to you in a while. Frank, Glenn, Joel. Yeah, Joel, I got you today. KG. Hey, Kara, anything? Kurt G. Hey, Mark. Maureen, hopefully you're doing okay. I think they sent out some mail to you. I'm not sure. I think it was yesterday or something, Maureen. Oscar. Hey, Peter. Robert, Timothy V. Tom R. Yeah, Tom, you've got, I think I sent you the link, Tom. Let me just scroll back. Nope, nope, maybe, nope. Hey, Oscar. Yeah, yeah, I'll send it out to you. And again, the reason I'm sending it out is this is the only link you can get the deal on. Get the deal, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too. Hey, Maureen. Oh, thanks. They just told me they sent something out. I have no idea. And Kara, are you back? Just let me know. And Andrew, let me know how you make out. I got to pay my bookies, so I don't know why everybody is slow to the $100 a month rate. Anupam, welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Hey, Jim T, welcome. Good morning. I'll give out the levels. Hey, Jim, I'm going to give out today's levels. We're at almost 11 a.m. Eastern time. Not a problem. Got a couple things for you. So the pivot was 38.14, 38.14. I got support at 05, 37.97, 89, and 81. Got resistance today at 18, 25, 32, 40, 50, and 58. Hey, Oscar, much better. And I'm not sure I'm taking the vaccine. I think I'd be an idiot if I didn't, but I'm not sure. I've heard that people that have had the COVID and they take the vaccine have some sort of additional problem. So my sister-in-law is a nurse. She took the vaccine, and she's actually a hospice nurse and runs hospice for a big organization. So she's been, our link to information when it comes to individuals' reaction for the medical people, for the COVID vaccine. And I'm not sure which one's better. I think we have two now and possibly three. I know one of the side effects for one of the vaccines is that if you have any fillers in, cosmetic fillers in your face, it makes them react. So you get all sorts of crazy stuff on your face or wherever you have your fillers. So I thought that was weird. But yeah, I'm waiting to get out as much as possible to see what the reactions are. I talked to some fellow when I was um, picking up something at the store, and he was from the local hospital, and he said there hasn't been any reactions that are that bad, but he hasn't gotten the shot and he's waiting. So I don't know. So I think you've got to read up on each shot, and then like I don't even watch the news anymore because I think the news is not good on any front. Not that the content necessarily, but just the trustworthiness of the general news is in any fashion is something I do not want to pay attention to anymore. Financial news, yes, but anything that is it's not even infotainment anymore. It's what do I call it? I had some other crazy name for it, where it's not entertaining. It's their information that they want to provide, and it's not entertaining. Sure, Andrew. Send it to services with an S. I'll type it in for you if I can here. Well, that's how I think people are getting their news these days, is that they're getting it, from people giving them access to certain pieces of the news. I think a lot of it's become your circle. They took a lot of the access down to feed you whatever they want to feed you. I'm not sure how that's going to end up, but just be careful. Even on my iPhone, I look at some of the curated news that Apple puts out, and it's really, curated news. I would look at recipes, believe it or not. I would look at think that might be about it. The weather, recipes, and that's what the. It's funny. I was looking up pizza dough. Like I bought pizza dough the other day at the store, and I'm like, I can make this. And I looked up the best pizza dough recipe and found an old Italian woman online that gave her recipe, which is pretty simple. And I haven't tried it yet, but I mean that's the type of thing that I still think has some value. But thank you, Oscar, for asking. And just be careful out there. Do your own due diligence. Don't listen to anybody. And that's the same thing with the market. I mean, you're witnessing what's happening based on the market. You should be coming. It's very hard to do, but you're coming in with a blank slate. The first trades after the opening bell at 9:30 is your indication of what's going to happen based on momentum and follow through and market action. That's really the telltale, not what you perceive based on whether the market is going to go up or down. Like I had no idea the market was going to go up today. I might have guessed the other way if I was a betting man. I'll let you know. Not many. I appreciate it. And Maureen, what we were talking about yesterday, you know, Saul's mentoring lasts a year. The If somebody is taking a vacation, a holiday, is not well, needs time off, needs a mental holiday, goes on trip around the world for whatever the time is. There is no, it's a relationship that's very flexible. And the same thing on Saul's side. Saul takes time off. He lives his life. He does his thing. If this was normal, he'd take his vacation. He'd take his time off. So just want to make sure that nobody ever feels like they're missing something when it comes to their time. Yeah, COVID. I've talked to a lot of people lately, and they're so freaked out by uh, I don't know, the blanket of government on them about every little thing. And then I think they're seeing the results of it all, which is, landmark businesses and landmark restaurants are going out of business. Something that you would never have thought of in your life because of, the whims of COVID and the whims of, you know, the people that are making decisions that try to hold you to them. I think it's a tough deal. And I don't know why. It's just me that, like my daughter, which just went back to college. I have another daughter, getting ready to go in the bullpen, ready to go. Why aren't as soon as they come on campus, why aren't they hitting them with this, with the vaccine? Where is the vaccine? There was supposed to be freely available in huge quantities, pre-bought and distributed. It was supposed to be distributed by the military, which I thought was a great idea. Now they want to bring doctors out of retirement. And if anybody knows, like I was laughing with somebody the other day, it's the nurses you want to get shots from. You don't want to get shots from a doctor. The nurses are the ones that do it all day. Or the nurse practitioners. Why don't we give them the break? Yeah, no, it's crazy. But she doesn't have pneumonia now, does she? I had pneumonia, and my mom is 95, and a number of years ago, probably around 91, she had pneumonia and almost didn't make it. Pneumonia's terrible. And I don't know what's going on, you know, with this pneumonia vaccine. I got like 5 pneumonia vaccines and I still got pneumonia. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. And this vaccine stuff is crazy. But anyway, I digress. So if you're not signed up for the 25 bucks a week, God help us. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I will say a prayer. However, you say it, say a prayer for Maureen's mom. Prayers always help, no matter how you do yours. Yeah, no, I know, and I'm sorry that's happening to you. Hey, Rob G, welcome. Hey, Rob, let us know what you're trading. Let us know if you see our charts and hear my voice. I'll send you out Sol's current offer for these services. That's out to you now. Hey, Adam, what are you asking for? I mean, what didn't you get? Oh, well, Rob, you came to the right place. Do you have charts, Rob? Well, you're going to talk to Adam. You're going to talk to Sol directly about that. Now, does TradeView have? Is it does indexes, so it'll do the S&P 500 E-mini, Rob? Well, that's great. So check out Sol's charts. Right now, you're seeing 2 time frames for the S&P 500 E-mini, a 5-minute and a 1 hour. I'm not sure if you can get the ZB on there, which is the 30-year bond. Sol's charts are very uncomplicated and direct to the S&P 500 E-mini. Hey, Jim T. Directly to the S&P 500 E-mini. So this service is a specific, and actually, how do you describe price action? Price action is a very old, in my humble opinion, like if you're just getting on the trading train, thank God you found price action trading. And in some ways, Sol Shaul is your host. He is a member of the CME Group, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. He was a member of the CBOT, which is the Chicago Board of Trade. He traded on the floor with all the hand signals and the pushing and the yelling and the people turning people upside down, shaking the coin out of their pocket, especially if you were a new trader. He wasn't necessarily like that, but believe me, that stuff went on. Now he is focusing his skill set, the one he developed over 25 years or so, in his own trading in the S&P 500 E-mini. So think about that for a second. Sol is actively scalping intraday, particularly the morning session, the S&P 500 E-mini. He is doing 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 trades, and he does it based on a skill set that he has developed over the last 25 years. And he is, and I should say it's evolved. I mean, he didn't just get here and say, oh, I'm going to open up a service and do this. He was on the trading floor, the trading pits in Chicago until the pandemic hit or COVID hit. And he may still go back down there. I don't know. It just depends on what he wants to do and how they open it up again. So he'll have a choice at that time. He had a private booth overlooking the trading action for many moons, trading his own account. And individuals would send their relatives to him to teach them how to trade. And then he said no a lot because he was trading and doing his thing. And then eventually they got to him. And he decided to let a few people into his world, and then he let a few more people into his world. And then the technology just got better. He did this in GoToWebinar for a while. He did some other stuff for a while. And then Zoom sort of opened up the world a little bit more based on the technology. So that's why you're able to connect to a 25-year veteran trader and see his charts, listen to his voice, ask him questions, and learn, if whether you're a new trader or an experienced trader, how to buckle down and focus on where the rubber meets the road at the price action level of the trade and look to make money there. This whole endeavor is to help, Sol comes in and battles the market on a daily basis to make money for himself utilizing these tools. And at this moment in time, he's available to teach you how to do this, based on these tools. And that's the opportunity that presents itself. So he has a nominal rate right now. It's usually $379 a month just to be part of his monthly, coming in and out as you please, getting his levels, his charts, communicate with him, ask questions. Right now that's on for $100, which is $25 a week. And that is a mandatory requirement for individuals coming into the service. So check it out. I just sent you out the link. There's a lot of great information that's here that gives you a leg up on other traders that are just starting out. And for people that have been trading, it's a great information for you to focus on becoming consistently profitable. Which there was a quote in here earlier, which I thought was great. And I think it was from, I don't know if you're back. Oh, no, he might have stepped out. It was that this is the easiest and hardest way to make money. In other words, the tools, the software, the ability to risk money and take risk money off is very easy. Building charts, easy. Order entry, easy. Market lingo, easy. But making money and holding on to it on a consistent basis is difficult. And in this instance, it's taught based on price action trading. The least complicated you can keep your trading screen, the better. You'll notice that Sol has a couple things on there that, not much else, but a couple things. And it really is so I can give you a real visual into what you could be doing and what Sol does. So on a daily basis, we come in here fresh with no preconceived notion of that's the concept. It's very hard to do, right? No preconceived notion about the direction of how the market is going to go today. We don't know what the volume is going to be. We don't know whether the market's going to go down. We don't know where the market's going to go up. We don't know what the volume's going to be, how the, what's the momentum and follow through on trades. That is only revealed after the 9:30 bell. I know it's very difficult. The market may be trending down. The market may be trending up like it's been doing. Um, but the market moves intraday, up and down. And you have the opportunity to make money on the downside and the upside, or the upside and the downside. It has been said that the market does go down faster than it goes up, but that's something that you can witness. So, what are the advantages of being in this service, and what does Sol do that you could do? So, let's think about that for a second. Sol gives himself a trading advantage by utilizing trading levels. We call them his proprietary trading levels that he goes to his screen right around the cash open at 9:30 Eastern time, and he'll set a pivot price and other levels prices on top and bottom of that pivot. So I'm going to give out the levels he gave out this morning. You can ask for a repeat of the levels. This is a fulfillment of your opportunity as it relates to if you get the $25 a week, let's say, right? Versus the $379. And people certainly pay the $379. So here we go. The pivot today was 38.14, 38.14. Had support at 05 on the downside, right? Support 05, 37.97, 89, and 81. On the upside, he had 18, 25, 32, 40, 50, and 58. Now, as a new entry into the market, a new trader, I would say make your charts look like Sol's and then learn to load in his levels. These are areas where he believes for his own trading, the market's going to make change and he can capitalize on that change based on entries, exits, and stops in and around those levels, whether it's a fade trade, a short trade, or a long trade, a momentum trade. That's delivery level one based on opportunity here. That is really priceless because if you can get better levels and Sol's levels are better levels, and you can witness that yourself, right? By coming in and getting his levels and seeing what happens at those levels based on price movement and change. And they are better trading areas than the ones that your software gives you and your software gives everybody. In other words, like a stock car, you're getting what everybody else gets. So they're all banging their heads, right, at the same opportunities that they derive based on, being pretty smart people. But the long and short of it is that it's over. You're just banging your heads. You're all trading around these predetermined levels by software. Everybody has the software. Everybody has calculated levels. Everybody is mentalizing over all this stuff. They're trying to do it better, do it reverse, do it this way, lines, crosses, MACDs, all sorts of crazy stuff. My humble opinion is throw it all away because it's not helping you. It's bringing you into the masses. And what do the masses do? The masses always lose. That's my opinion. The herd, the sheep, right? The craziness. What Saul has learned to do, and what the Viva la Difference is he has learned to do it better. He's learned to develop his own levels. And he has in his opinion, and my opinion, he has a trading advantage over other traders by utilizing his own proprietary scalping levels based on a current market condition, which is fresh every day, new every day, and has to be identified every day. And there's no secret sauce, right, when it comes to identifying. You can see it. The market opens up and it's crazy. Well, then it's crazy. If the levels are getting pierced and nothing is sticking, then it's crazy. Generally, in a orderly market, Sol's levels are great. They work great today. So that's the opportunity that presents itself. So that's why we give people the opportunity to stick around, ask questions, learn from people that have done it before or are currently doing it. Actually, that's probably done it before and currently doing it are a little bit different. So Sol's currently doing it. The people that have done it before write the books and all the other stuff. They're pretty good marketers. I wouldn't spend 10 minutes with them, but they're pretty good marketers. Um, so anyway, so you have a real guy that has traded up against the best traders in the world, in my opinion, on the CME Group trading floor in Chicago. If you're not familiar with that, look it up on Google. Okay. He is here on a daily basis. He is actively scalping and at risk based on his price action trading methodology and his proprietary scalping levels. He has a methodology that can be taught. So the first level is to come in and get his, sign up for his 25 bucks a week. Stick around, get his levels, get your charts set up right, get your order entry done, trade in simulation only with one contract based on what we're doing, and then decide if you want to have him teach you and do his intensive. And that way he teaches you directly and personally, um, in this service. So that's what we do. That's the opportunity. It's a good question, Adam. He did it because he learned how to set these levels. A lot of traders in the pits used to just play poker. And what do I mean by that? Is it was like gambling with an edge. So if you had big orders coming in, back in the days when it was open outcry, you could take risk on and pass risk off based on um, how good you were in the marketplace. And there were some really good players on the floor, you know. Um, but yes, that is true. At least that's what I've heard, right? I have had individuals come in here that were from the floor and just couldn't wrap their hands around the difference in what they should have been doing or what they should be doing. That's why I like new traders. New traders get set off on the right foot without all the old baggage from standardized software. The false friend approach to standardized software. You don't realize it, but you're, having tools to put trades on and take trades off. That's the order entry part. The tool set that are pretty intense, with standardized software, the charting, all the different, wackadoo stuff you can put in there, really is just a distraction. You know, I believe, and this is just my humble opinion, or somebody could actually try to do this, but I believe they're already doing it, is that there are individuals and companies that feed off of individuals that are using standardized software to trade. In other words, they anticipate the moves based on the herd because they are reacting to the signals or the areas that standardized software is telling you to trade at. So they are manipulating those individuals, and they don't even know it. And I'm not saying that they are getting in. Well, actually, yeah, I guess they are, right? They're getting in front of your software's uh, providing areas of interest for you to trade at. That's why I always I hear from different people from time to time that they know what they're doing, pretty good at it, but the market stops them out on a regular basis. In other words, you put a stop in where you think it should be, and the market takes your stop, and then it goes where you thought it was going to go because those people are finished screwing around with you. So you get a whole bunch of herd people jumping around in these areas, and it really is painful. So the viva la difference here, meaning what does Sol do differently, and why is Sol the person to stay and be part of, and why should I pay my entry ticket into the tent, for $25 a week? Well, if his levels are good, then that's step one. If his commentary is great around these levels, and you can start to understand and pick up on it, then that's step two. He talked you through a trade today that you tell me, how was it? So I think it's easier to deal with new traders than it is to deal with traders that have been around for a while, because it's tough to strip off all the attention getting and things that you're used to. It's not your fault. It's just that you know, you have conditioned yourself for certain things, and sometimes it's difficult to decondition yourself. The ability to so so let's just talk about that for a second. Your world when it comes to trading, and you decide that you want to learn this price action trading technique, how to set Sol's levels and what to do at his levels. That is a taught experience. The beauty of it all is that you can pick up on it pretty quickly. The application of it is not hard, but it's the adaptation and the small changes that you need to make based on your technique, based on the reality of trading it, whether it's in simulation or in real time. You've got to be able to be pliable enough to be able to critique, be critiqued, be complimented on where you're doing it well, be critiqued on where you need to change. And that critique has to come from somebody that, in this case, it's Saul, who is part of the process of not only teaching you, but also trading the similar area that you are looking at based on identifying the level. Now, think about that for a second. You actually have somebody who is going to give you a more valid response to your question about your entry, exit, and stop. The whys. Why did I go short? Why did I go short? Why did I go long? Where I entered price, right? That's a price in and around a level. Where I put my stop price, and what's my exit strategy price. When you ask Saul, quite possibly he was looking at the same level, saw the market action around that level, and is now going to give you the info about it. And that's huge. Now it's up to you to take that information and change your approach to that type of trade the next time you see it. So you start to narrow down your skill set to where you can start getting good at this, and you start to develop a sixth sense based on your trading. So that's what we do here on a daily basis. So Kira, hopefully you heard that. When I don't hear from you, I get nervous. Bill P, let me know if you heard that. Obviously, Andrew and Adam. Tom R. Hey, Tom R, I was quoting you before. I'm not sure if you were here. So he'll answer that question, Andrew. There was a couple of them. Rob G, let me know if you are able to hear that. Use the chat feature to respond. And Tom R, let me know if you heard that. And Bill P, Kara. I don't mind talking to myself, but is anybody out there? Anybody hearing me today? Yes. Adam, thank you. Yes. Hey, Andrew, did you put your quarter in the meter? Hey, Rob G, any additional questions that you have? Tom R, let me know. Kira, Bill P, Andrew certainly, and Adam. I'll be in the background. That's right. I'm just about to go into the back end and talk to the bookkeeper. I got somebody who called me up on my iWatch, believe it or not. No, it's interesting. The iWatch, I think is version 6. I needed to get it because of my, because it tracks your, if your heart gets out of rhythm. So I thought that was an interesting feature. When I had COVID, I lost a lot of my physical endurance and muscle. So I was worried about getting back into exercising, and I wanted to like even going out for a long walk. Some of that was causing me some problems. So I wanted to have something just as a backup comfort or so it's been working good. It's the one that has the phone number on it, so it actually transfers from my phone to my watch, but it's a separate phone number. And here I switched to T-Mobile. I got my first bill, which was really tough because we switched over the phones and had to pay the tax and the first month service, and that was pretty hard, pretty high. So I haven't decided if I've gotten a value. It takes like 3 billing cycles. I just did it in November to start to understand if you're paying that much less than Verizon. But I did upgrade the phones. I got $1,500 for 4 phones, in the trade-in, and then I got a whole bunch of stuff, to switch over. But the watches were, my wife had an old one. I got her an upgrade, and then I got this one. But we're done. And it's funny. I got an LG TV, and it's been broken for a month and a half. We're just waiting for parts. I haven't decided whether I want to go back and push the envelope on getting a new one. It's going to take some arguing, and so I've got so many things going on that I don't want to have another battle. It's already battle tops everywhere. I'm not sure I need another battle. I went over there once and they said I had to come back. I just haven't been back yet. But anyway, so I upped my technology a little bit. Um, and I'm happy I did it because the iPhones I had were 2 years old and they were losing value fast as far as the trade-in. Anytime they're giving you a lot of money on a trade-in, it's worth it, in my opinion, anyway. Hey, Rob G, how did you hear about Sol? Those coming from the outside, make sure you click on the link and join us live in Zoom. We start here at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We go through the trading morning together. Right now it's 11:36 a.m. It is January 20th, 2021. Everything we do here is for educational purposes only. Nothing is to be taken as direct trading advice. You're trading between you and your broker at your own risk. I don't know if you can hear the dog barking, but every day they take this dog for a walk and it barks incessantly. I don't know how they can even enjoy walking with the dog. Just keeps barking the whole time. I'm talking about for half an hour. All right, so I'll be in the background. Saul may step back in. Remember, he has a class today. So if anybody wants to sign up for the class, we can talk privately about it. He has a class today. If you are part of his, if you signed up for his service at any time, and obviously you're paying his his monthly, whether it's a 379 or the 100, you are welcome to attend his classes as a past student. So he wants me to encourage that, but just make sure you're signed up for his. Obviously, get the $100, okay? Between you and me, if I could whisper something to you, I would say, "Hey, better to pay the 100 than the 379, right?" So use the link I send out. Don't use the other link. Use this link. And if you get it, you get to keep it. Yeah, the it's a good question. The class is going to start today. I think it's 1 o'clock Eastern time. I think that's right. 1 o'clock Eastern time. So if you want to talk about Saul's class, just let me know. I'll be in the background. Just text it in. Rob, if you want to talk about anything, let me know about getting set up and starting off on the right foot. Kara, let me know if you're back. Bill P, Tom R. Hey, Tom, I think you signed up for Saul's monthly, like on Friday, right? Just a couple programming notes. Saul could be in the background talking to individuals that are part of his mentoring in his coursework. Could be somebody that's part of his monthly. So if you want to be one of those, just let us know if you have any questions for Saul about his services. But just make sure, obviously, you're signed up for his monthly first. Hey, a couple quick shout outs. We're coming up on the noon hour here. Anybody wants to follow up? I was just got off a couple calls and I appreciate it with some of the individuals that are part of our service or looking to join our service. Hey, Rob, are you back? Kara, are you back? Bill P, are you back? Hey, Rob, did you get a listen to all the stuff we went over before? Oh, good. Well, you're not supposed to get all of it. I just wanted to make sure you were listening. It's pretty straightforward stuff. I don't think it's as complicated as people make it out to be. The idea is how do you come to your screens for a short period of time, have a skill set to be able to derive money out of the market, and then stop trading for the day. Some of the reasons Sol stops for the morning session is if you haven't made your money in the morning session, you're really not going to have much of a chance to do it in the afternoon session because you don't know what you're doing. But if you're joining us on the outside, click on the link and join us on the in, and we'll take it from there. Anybody that's in Zoom right now wants to chat privately about how to get started in trading and what this service